Good afternoon, everyone. Romney Smith with WTOC for The News Now. This is where we bring you local, regional, and national stories that we're following at this moment. Thanks for giving us just a few minutes of your time to catch you up on everything that's going on. And we are on various platforms. That includes our website, WTOC.com, the WTOC apps, Amazon Fire, Roku, Twitter, and Facebook. And Facebook is where you can interact with us live, leave a comment, say an emoji, or let us know where you're watching from. You can always ask a question. We'll do our best to get your questions answered in this venue. If we can't for whatever reason, that's okay. We'll go back in the comment section afterward and give you a link to get you a little bit closer to the answer you're looking for. So hello already to Angela Simmons and Alan Carter. We thank you so much for joining us on Facebook. All right, so right now we're actually going to start with national news. First Lady Melania Trump is actually at the U.S.-Mexico border touring facilities that children are staying in. I have some images that happened from earlier today. This is from CBS News Twitter account. They actually posted some video of the First Lady speaking with some of the employees. When the First Lady asked about how often the children get to communicate, she was told that the kids speak with their family about twice a week for a 10-minute phone call if the kids' family members are known and they have a contact number for them. She also thanked the staff for working at what she called a difficult time. We will have more on the First Lady who's taking an unexpected trip to our southern border later on WTOC. Keep in mind, Congress is working out the details of a bill to permanently solve President Trump's executive order that stopped migrant families from being separated. Because of something called the Flores settlement, it actually stops the government from holding kids in detention for more than 20 days. So President Trump said he will stop families from being separated, but according to the Flores settlement, that will only be in effect for 20 days. Right now, it's unclear if families will be separated again after that. The president says he wants to continue his zero-tolerance policy. However, that does not coincide well with the Flores settlement, so we are still waiting to receive information on how that will all play out. Republicans say they support the president. Democrats say he needs to do more. A little bit closer to home right now, the Savannah City Council will vote on whether or not to keep the controversial fire fee at today's City Council meeting. The current plan is to fund the fire department without the fire fee. The City Council recently came up with that option at their budget retreat earlier this week. Savannah Mayor Eddie DeLoach has also proposed cutting the fire fee in half. Programs and perhaps some city jobs may get cut under either plan. WTOC will be at today's meeting and we'll let you know as soon as a decision comes down. All right, the weather is really hot. We keep telling you guys to hydrate, hydrate, hydrate because you just can get dehydrated very easily in these hot weather temperatures. But the most susceptible, are children. You have to make sure you're checking on them a little bit more than normal. Here's why.
We have to recognize that children are not small adults, and we look at them and we say, okay, their bodies are going to get hotter quicker. Noting also that a small child is strapped in a car seat sometimes and doesn't have the ability to get out.
EMTs say the same goes for animal. A cracked window will not save a life. They say it just prolongs the temperature from rising in the car, but that it will still heat up. And you know, talking about kids and animals being susceptible to it, another very sensitive group, the elderly. Of course, we want to make sure our family and friends and neighbors who are of a certain age, a little bit older, are also being checked on. WTOC's Jarvis Robertson is taking a look into the story and how you can help the low-income elderly in our area beat the heat.
Hey, digital friends, Jarvis Robertson here. So it's day 2 of a heat advisory, went in effect at noon, ends at 7 p.m. You all need to pay attention to some of your elderly neighbors, making sure they're staying hydrated, making sure they have fans, air conditioning in their home. Coming up on the news at 5 and 6, you're going to hear from the Senior Citizens Center about how you can make sure they're being okay.
And this is a live look at the iPad right now. 95 degrees, feels like 104 outside. Looking a little bit forward into the future hour-by-hour forecast. Again, this is the WTOC First Alert Weather app. It looks like we have a little bit of a chance of rain, maybe some scattered thunderstorms this afternoon. However, the basic temperature still in the mid-90s, but the feels like temperature triple digits everywhere we look. 105, 103, 104. So that is why we continue to say, please hydrate, because it is really hot outside. All right, I always tell you guys you can interact with me on Facebook. I do have some questions. Barbie and Rose saying, the whole fire fee thing, why wasn't that an option before now? Keep in mind, it was an option. There's always the option to raise taxes for whatever reason. The reason it got put into place this time is because it was the fire department who thought they had a $13 million deficit, and that's when the city said, okay, we'll come up with a fire fee to kind of supplement and make up for that huge gap. And then later they figured out, oh, the money was wrong. We actually found $10 million, but they said let's not apply the $10 million specifically to the fire department. We still have to deal with that separately. So now that's why they said, okay, we got to get the fire fee, but then they rolled it out kind of fast, and they said people were upset. People didn't know how to qualify for the discounts. They said people were speaking out at town hall meetings, calling their representatives. So it's always been an option to impose a fire fee, a police fee, a school fee, and raise taxes in any way. They just haven't had to up until now. All right, another statement we have, let's see. Samantha Villarreal Taylor saying, I feel like school should be looked at. Kids are passing to the next grade even though they don't pay attention to homework and can be bullies. That's certainly an issue, something behavior I'm sure does come into effect. However, when calculating that, of course, grades are kind of the end all be all. And some people, they're saying our kids are tested too much and the teachers are only preparing them to take tests and not able to teach them enough about content. So that's definitely something to look forward to, maybe a good back to school story idea. So thank you for that. All right, we have more stories that we're following right now. I'm going to get back to work. I'll be here at 3 o'clock with even more information for you. Until then, we're always online at WTOC.com.